Hello YouTube, hello to my fellow Rumble users. Today we're going to be talking about a moment that I had in science class today as a sophomore. Obviously, y'all, for privacy reasons, I can't reveal all details, but today for me, at least in high school, it was generally depressing. I didn't really like it. Just like a regular typical day at like high school, just go through it, and then you're back home. All right. Sometimes it just kind of gets depressing. But we're gonna go ahead and continue on straight to the topic. So basically, y'all, there were two girls in my science class. They told me that they were pregnant. Alright, they showed me in a little pen, like a pregnancy test that was hidden in a pen because obviously my science teacher was there. And the scientific hypothesis, obviously, let's make this spin this off a little bit. If the teacher saw them with the pregnancy test, they'd probably contact their parents. So as it was going on, y'all, these two girls were quite literally sharing this with everyone. Or they're telling everyone around them, even their male guy friends, that they were pregnant. Or they're even telling everyone that their baby is kicking in their stomach and that there's already in the first trimester. They're like sharing this during the beginning of class. Like within their own table group. Right, so what I find contradictory in this is what happens later. As they were communicating it, they're trying to talk to a group of girls in front of me. Alright? But these group of girls in front of me, they're busy talking to other people. So obviously, as the conversation between me and the two pregnant girls went up to a break, I went to go throw something into the recycle bin, and as I went to go up to throw it, I went to tell the girls right in front of me, like, you guys, she wants to tell you something, like the girl behind me wants to tell y'all something. But then all of a sudden, y'all, after I threw it in the recycle bin, obviously the girls laughed at me. They probably, since they were probably totally locked in the conversation, they probably misunderstood or took me unserious enough. Probably laughed at me as a result. All right. When I went back onto the group with the actual two girls that were pregnant, obviously a disturbing detail is that one of their boyfriends hit them. One of their boyfriends are definitely ABUSIVE. And what was happening after, yo, is that when the class calmed down a little bit, obviously they were still talking. All of a sudden, after that, the girls that I was saying, like when they were telling everyone within an earshot that they were pregnant, all right, like earshot meaning like you could hear them. All of a sudden, they told me that I should have revealed it to anyone else. Like out of all the reasons ever, as y'all's was revealing this to everyone that you were pregnant. When I come back and I try to signal to others that you have something to say for them, all of a sudden I'm labeled as some sort of traitor. All of a sudden I'm labeled like, why could you say this? Why are you trying to tell this to other people? When in fact you guys were literally telling this to everyone in an earshots view. Like y'all see the contradictions in that. 1 minute after, well, minutes before, they were telling this literally loud in front of everyone, and then they were trying to tell it to another group of people, and then a few minutes later, I tried to say the same to that same group of people, that the girl has something for you to say, for you to hear. Then all of a sudden, I'm labeled a traitor. If as if I'm being compared to a kid who wrote a letter to Satan instead of Santa for Christmas. Y'all see what I'm saying here, bruh? Like, y'all see what I'm saying here. Obviously, a Jack Black moment right there. As I was saying, yo, like, y'all see how crazy that is? Like, it even shows how toxicity that their boyfriends was, well, hitting them, and it starts with the A word. It just shows how toxicity hides itself, right? A teen girl being pregnant is already something that is big within itself. It is something that is very major. And these girls on my table are treating it as if it's some sort of light truth to them. In fact, this is something that significantly changes their life. And this, like, it's being truth is being treated lightly here. And this is how toxicity hides itself. It doesn't even hide itself. It hides itself by showing through casualness, through casual lightheartedness of heavy topics. By someone who's pregnant telling that they're pregnant, obviously you'd expect them to tell it to certain groups of people, not like in front of everyone in a class. Like I was in the metaphor chat, I'm practically just the wind. I'm just trying to move the leaves. I'm just trying to move the leaf litter down the road as wind conditions get windier. And that's the same thing. Like the girl, pregnant girl, was telling everyone around them that they were pregnant. I was just trying to do the same too. Then, like all of a sudden, minutes later, y'all's was making fun of me. Y'all's was laughing at me and giving me a contradictory response. All right. And in spite of that, I will make sure that moment stays here on the internet forever. Whether it's onto Rumble, YouTube, alright? For my future fans out there, you guys will hear this contradiction. Why? Because even though it was done out of spite, it shows how much toxicity can hide itself. Shows how much risky things can be hidden away as lightheartedness, when in fact something like being pregnant is already something that's a major detail. Obviously, Chad, even though I am doing this out of spite, in due respect, I cannot reveal certain details of these pregnant girls. I really cannot, alright? It's still a statistical rarity, alright? Because you don't expect many high schoolers to go to like a period class where two girls tell them that they're pregnant. So even more rare when they're like someone like me, like a YouTuber and stuff, where they talk on camera. So as for personal and privacy reasons pertaining to them, I cannot reveal certain details. But because of this contradictory givings that they gave me, I will definitely immortalize this onto the internet forever. Because it serves a footnote example in toxicity, in how it can hide itself as casualness or lightheartedness in heavy topics. Right? As for due respect, I cannot reveal certain details. Anyways, thanks for listening, y'all. Bye bye.